Good morning, this is Matt McCall, President of Penn Financial Group. Today is Thursday, February 28th. We'll start out the morning taking a look at what happened yesterday in the market. As we all probably know, we had a big day. The S&P was up 1.3%. As you can see here, this is Spider's SPY ETF. Had a big bounce. And believe it or not, if we go back to the high that we hit last week, which was the highest level since November of 2007, we're only off about 0.9%, less than 1% from that high. So all the fear that everybody had, the panic that we felt the last week and a half or so, almost really just wiped away with the fact that we were able to bounce back the last two trading sessions. Today I want to go through about 6 charts here in about 5 minutes, so I want to go pretty quickly. But just to reinstate, the support that we're watching here on the spiders is 148. As long as we can hold above this level, the market remains extremely bullish at this point. And again, keep in mind, the grand scheme of things is we're less than 1% off a multi-year high, the highest level since the end of 2007. So keep that in mind when you're viewing the market in the longer term. Now let's take a look at the financials. This is a sector I believe must do well for the market to continue moving higher. Nice day yesterday, up 1.6%. Pretty similar chart to the overall market. Hitting highs, pullback. This line is the 50-day moving average. Basically a trend line is what we use that as. Bounced right off that, which is extremely bullish. We also pulled back here, as you can see, back in December, late December. And then we bounced right off that level. So again, chart looks very good to me at this point. Financials should continue to lead. I do like the financials at this level. Another ETF that a lot of people do not look at, and one sector a lot of people do not look at, is timber, forestry. The timber stocks, to me, are a great way to play a global rebound. Also a great way to play the housing rebound. We had some good numbers come out in the housing numbers. Also is a great inflation hedge. Eventually we're going to deal with inflation. As you see here, wood is a symbol of that, always very creative as they are. So the iShares Global Timber and Forestry ETF, up 2.2% yesterday. Had a very good session. Hitting a new high. This is an area I really like. Look for a pullback if you're looking to get in around 47, 47.5 right in this area. But this is a strong looking chart, also bouncing off that 50-day moving average. Here's one sector, the aerospace and defense, also an iShares ETF. Everybody talks about the sequester and how much that's going to hurt, the $85 billion, about half of it cutting defense spending. Well, apparently investors either do not believe that's going to happen or are ignoring it or believe it's overblown, whatever it might be. Usually the market's right. That was up 1.9% yesterday in a great consolidation area. Support right around 69.5 and then your resistance at 71.5. So you've been in this channel. I will say this, I'm not a huge fan of this sector. I want to show the chart just showing you how this sector is reacting to all the news out there, but I would not be looking to buy into this at this point. Here's another one, pretty interesting as well, social media ETF, the Global X Social Media, SOCL. Nice day yesterday at 2.7%. Two big holdings, Facebook and LinkedIn. I like both stocks right now. LinkedIn had a big up day yesterday. Facebook was actually down with the market being up. But I do like both those stocks going forward. So I think this is a good way. If you want to play social networking, a little bit of an aggressive technology play, but this is the way for me to play it. And now international ETF. Indonesia, up 2.9% yesterday. Now this is one of the most populous countries in the world. People forget about that. I mean, look at the chart, hitting a new high. Let me show you a longer term chart here. This is the weekly chart. Not back to the levels that we saw in early 2011. I just think getting back to there is another 10%. But this is a very strong chart right now in a country that a lot of people ignore. I would not buy after the 2.9% rally, but a pullback or so around 31, that'd be a nice level for me to jump into that. And then finally, ABCS. This is a bit of a strange ETF because look, I mean, it really hasn't done well. I mean, every chart I show you is going up, especially the market. This is one that looks at Australia, Brazil, and China. And the reason I look at those three countries is because they're all real big commodity producers. So the goal here is to invest in commodity-based economies, being Australia, Brazil, Canada, and then look for the highest dividend-paying stocks within there. That's why it's the Guggenheim High Dividend ETF. So it pays a dividend over 6.5%. I don't like the way the chart is, but you know what? That's a lot of times the best time to buy. So I'm going to keep a close eye on this. Not giving any type of recommendation at this point, but it's one I want to keep an eye on. Plus the dividend is fantastic, over 6.5%. Finally, just wrapping up the news of this morning, we have the S&P futures up 0.2% right now. GDP came in for the fourth quarter, its first revision, for a gain of 0.1%, which is not good, but it's better than a negative 0.1% that they had in the initial report. But it is below the 0.5% increase that a lot of estimates had out there. Also, jobless claims, the weekly numbers came out, down 22,000 to 344K, and the continuing claims dropped to 91,000 to 3.07 million. And of course, the third big story is sequester. Is it going to happen tonight? We don't know, but it looks like something's going to happen. Probably not in favor of the market, but the market seems to be ignoring it. So as I said, market's up on this news. We'll see how it happens. We'll let it play out, and we'll cover it again tomorrow. Again, have a great trading day. This is Matt McCall, Penn Financial Group. For more info, go to pennfinancialgroup.com, PENN, financialgroup.com. Have a great day.